Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about why Apple Music's Lossless is kind of a mess. And this is mainly due to just a problem I've been experiencing. I looked it up and it seems like some people on Reddit have also been experiencing this issue, but I understand that not everybody will have this same issue that I'm having. However, sometimes when I play music in Lossless, because that's just the primary way I listen to music, it will just randomly skip forward like a few hundred milliseconds, I would say. It's kind of like a CD skipping, but again, it's a lossless file being skipped. I understand that this could probably be due to like my data and it being unstable. However, where I'm currently living, I don't have unstable data. I have extremely strong data, in fact, so I don't really understand why this is happening so often. And in fact, this happens even on Wi-Fi connections as well. It's weird. You know, you would expect it to just not happen at all, but again, it just sometimes happens. It's rare. It's a rare occurrence. But it still happens and it's kind of annoying. But the thing that's honestly more annoying, especially when wearing IEMs that you can't, press on to, go back or skip a track, sometimes it will just randomly decide as well to completely skip a track. Again, I'm not sure if it's because of connection issues or whatever, or just an unstable connection, because it is a lossless file being played over data, so it consumes a lot of data, and I know, I understand that. But again, I don't think it should be skipping an entire track just because it decides to, because when I was previously using Tidal, it did not do this at all. When it did have a bad connection, it just paused the music and loaded and then waited to play the music again. And I honestly prefer that because even if I do have to wait a little longer than, smoothly playing the entire song throughout without it really loading at all, it still is better in my eyes because at least you aren't like missing out on a part of the music to it just randomly skipping a section for a tiny bit. Again, it's not the biggest deal in the world because it doesn't like skip like a full second most of the time. It just skips like, a little portion of an entire song. I'm talking again like a few hundred milliseconds, maybe half a second. But again, like it's still just annoying, especially on albums that I've listened to like countless times and I know basically the ins and outs. It is pretty annoying for it to just randomly occur, just when it feels like it kind of, even when I have a strong connection. Again, even over Wi-Fi, it still does this. I'll admit it's rare, yes, but again, it does happen still, and it's just kind of annoying. But again, the more annoying thing is it just randomly decides to entirely skip a track. Again, I don't even know why. Again, it might be because of just not having the best data connection, but again, I do have good data connection, and it's pretty consistent because I live in a city. So I just don't understand why it's doing this. And it's just, again, it's pretty annoying. So I know I said that lossless isn't, a deciding factor when it comes to a streaming service in my previous video. However, I want to listen to music in lossless when I'm given the opportunity to. And because it is randomly skipping and just deciding to skip an entire track at some points, I'm honestly debating on maybe going back to Tidal or maybe trying qobuz. And for the people that have tried like either service, especially qobuz, just give me kind of a comment just in the comments just saying your experience really because I'm just trying to maybe go to a different streaming service at this point if it becomes too much of an issue for me, which I'm kind of debating again on doing because it is kind of annoying that a feature, a core feature of a streaming service isn't really that reliable a lot of the time because it will just randomly decide to not really work properly. And again, I understand that not everybody has this issue, and only a few select people on Reddit also have the same issue I do. Like, I searched this up, and it seems like another person posted a pretty popular post basically saying the same thing. Their songs skip a few milliseconds sometimes. I haven't seen anybody say that it will just randomly skip an entire track, but again, that's just what I've had to deal with sometimes. And again, it's just annoying because it did not do this on Tidal, it didn't do this on Spotify, so it just probably is something fucking fucky with the lossless ALAC or whatever, Apple's proprietary audio format. It's probably just something messed up with that, maybe. But I've heard this also happening on Apple devices as well. I was thinking, maybe it's because I'm listening on an Android, maybe that's why. But again, I've heard that this also happens on Apple devices, and this also sometimes happens on my Mac. It will just, again, randomly skip forward a few milliseconds, just kind of because it chooses to. Like, it's weird. I don't really understand what determines if it skips forward a few milliseconds or not. I mean, I guess my best guess is just having an unstable connection. But again, I've said this like countless times, but even on Wi-Fi, where you have a pretty decently strong connection, it still does it. So, yeah, that is basically it, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.